What's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. It's me, Vanilla Soup, and today we're going to be ranking every single Halo game according to its multiplayer. Now, I did a video very similar to this, but it was focused on the Halo stories and their campaigns, so I definitely think you should go check that one out. I'll leave the link to that video in the description below. But today it's 100% multiplayer focused, and I think this one's actually going to be a lot easier personally. I definitely have a clear thought and clear process of what I rank and where I rank all of these games. So without further ado, let's get into the ranking, because I already got a little bit of heat for my takes on the last video, so I might as well do it again. Also, you guys seem to really like that video with all the interactions and your comments, so definitely if you want me to keep ranking things about the Halo series, let me know. I'm down to keep going with it. I originally just had the stories and the multiplayer in mind, but hey, if there's other things you want me to rank, let me know. I'm totally down to do it. So for this ranking, we're actually going to be going in the exact same order as the previous Halo tier list. So we're just going to go from left to right just to kind of make it easy on us. So starting with Reach, which is again going to be one of the ones that I probably get a little bit of heat for, but it is what it is. I can't help my own opinion. It is what it is. I honestly place Halo Reach at a C tier. There is nothing against Reach's story. I said that in my last tier list video, but Halo Reach's multiplayer, honestly, like, it doesn't work for me. I definitely think that I spent a lot of time in Halo Reach because I liked it, but it's not, you know, honestly, C tier's too low. I'm thinking about it and I'm like, C tier's just too low. I do like it. There are things I don't like about the multiplayer, like Spartan abilities and stuff, but other Halo games, I'm already thinking like do Spartan abilities but in a different way, which I appreciate, right? So I can't justify putting it as a C tier. I definitely think it's a B tier. Plus the armor customization, come on. Like I need Halo Infinite to have a similar system, or at least, okay, it has to be as comprehensive as Halo Reach, right? Like I'm not alone in thinking that. Like Halo Infinite definitely needs to have as much customization options as Halo Reach does. So yeah, B tier it is for Halo Reach. I'm sorry the C tier was a little low. B tier is definitely where it belongs. Halo 2, instant A tier. Honestly, I don't know what I can say more about Halo 2. Halo 2 is just classic. It's what we all pretty much grew up playing. It was the first Halo game to take Halo online. The push for the Halo Xbox Live experience definitely pushed this genre of the FPS in a new direction, and one it's just stuck with ever since. So I definitely think Halo 2, both for its historical value and for its iconicness, just belongs in the A tier. Halo 3 is gonna be another one as just a simple, like, that's gonna be an easy A tier. Now, if you remember in my last video when I did a tier list, I ranked all the ones that I thought were like the cream of the crop in the A tier. And then once we get to the end of the video, I'm going to put one in the S tier. I think S tier is definitely the tier that is just better than all the rest. So only one in my books gets to be an S tier. You may do your ranking differently. Definitely let me know where you place your things. I'm very curious to hear it. But for the sake of my tier list, I'll be putting all the very good ones at the top. And then at the end, the best of the best will make it to the S tier. All right, so then we get into Halo 5. Halo 5 definitely, for me, is an A tier as well. I'll tell you right now, I don't know if it gets up to the S tier. We'll see. We'll come back to it, but I don't think it deserves an S tier initially. We'll get into the nitty-gritty a little bit later, but I'm very confident in saying that Halo 5 deserves an A tier in the multiplayer realm. Its movement is really fluid. I love what you can do with your Spartan and customization. While it's not as comprehensive as Halo Reach, and I really wish it were, there are some really cool helmets and really cool armors that come along with Halo 5's customization. But as far as gameplay goes, I love Halo 5 Warzone. I love the arena experience. Everything about Halo 5's presentation with its multiplayer is really solid all around. But then we get back to that movement, we get back to that, you know, that cutthroat pace. It's really fast and really thrilling. So I definitely have to give Halo 5 the credit that is due and giving it a A tier. And you know that I don't really necessarily believe it's an A tier overall, but it's multiplayer only is what we're going for here. All right, Halo Wars 2 multiplayer only is probably going to be a C tier. Now this is me, right? Like, I know a lot of people love Halo Wars 2. I love Halo Wars 2, but as far as a multiplayer experience, I've never really enjoyed the genre of the real-time strategy. I love the story that's in Halo Wars 2, I'll say it again, but the multiplayer itself, it just doesn't do it for me. I don't know what it is. I've just never been able to click with it, and probably it's also because of the fact that it's just not the same as the rest of the Halo games, which honestly is a real big detriment to its ranking overall. All right, so we're gonna get these ones out of the way actually before we move on. We're gonna get the mobile games. We're gonna put them in never played because have you played them in a multiplayer experience? I haven't. Combat Evolved, definitely a B tier. I put Halo Combat Evolved in the B tier mostly because it's just not a fully fleshed out Halo game at that point. It was in the beginning stages. It was great at what it did, don't get me wrong. But as far as a overall multiplayer experience, other Halo games came after and did it better. Just cut and dry, that's how it is. Halo 3 ODST. Now, I'm not saying it's gonna sit in C tier, but this is just where I'm placing it for now. I think Halo 3 ODST definitely shines the most in the firefight mode. I think the firefight really helps that game shine actually above the rest. Other Halo games haven't really done firefight as well as Halo 3 ODST. And because of that mode alone, I have to give it a B tier just because it's that great. It's that great of an experience. But overall, I'm pretty comfortable giving it a B tier because I do think the firefight experience is amazing. And while it was really a reskin and a DLC to Halo 3 in a lot of ways, it was fine for what it was, but honestly, the firefight mode is what pulls through in the end. So Halo 4 is going to be a little bit of an interesting one. If it's anything like the campaign tier list that I made, I would definitely put it above a C tier and below a B tier. I wish I would have an extra tier list, but I'm sticking to my guns here. I'm sticking to what is provided because I want it to kind of correlate and be a mirror image of what you see in my campaign tier list. So I think I definitely want to put it in C tier. There's just some things in Halo 4 that I don't necessarily love. I think it's a great game as a package, but as far as multiplayer goes, man, I just can't say that there's anything I super loved about it. Now, there's a couple modes that I would love to come back. In fact, Halo 4's take on Infection was actually really good. I like the imagery of the Flood taking over a Spartan and what that would look like and the abilities that came with that. It was a really intense experience, and actually I wish we kind of got that back a little bit. I know that's different than what a lot of people think, but I liked Halo 4's Infection mode. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at C tier. I would probably put it above Halo Wars 2, but for the sake of this list, it's staying at a C tier. All right, so Halo Wars 1, Halo Wars Uno, definitely same problems as Halo Wars 2. I think Halo Wars is fine. I think it's great. It's a great game, but honestly, I can't even remember any multiplayer being a part of this. I haven't played it, so maybe I do need to play it in. I need to put it in the never played because I honestly haven't played the multiplayer in Halo Wars, and maybe I should fix that. Is there even a Halo Wars multiplayer? Okay, so there is a Halo Wars multiplayer. But yeah, Halo Wars multiplayer I've never really played, so I think it belongs in the never played. I just can't in good conscience rate something I haven't spent a lot of time in, so I think that's totally fair to put it in the never played category. So last on the list, we have Halo Fireteam Raven. This is definitely a different Halo game, and one that I wish that a lot of people had the chance to play, but unfortunately, there's just not a lot of arcade machines out there. There's been a couple pop up in my local town that are outside of the Dave & Buster's, so it's really cool to see more people have the opportunity to play the game, but I think it belongs in C tier because it's an arcade game. It's fine, like it's a good time, but the fact that you have to spend a lot of money just to get through the story in the game, it's okay. And the game is a multiplayer game overall, right? Like it's designed to be a multiplayer experience, but the multiplayer of itself is just, it's an arcade game, right? Like there's nothing that sets it apart from other arcade machines other than the fact that it's Halo. All right, so now we get back to which of these A tier games get to be in the S tier. And this is hard for me because I come back to the fact that I don't think Halo 5 deserves an S tier. While I love Halo 5's multiplayer, I don't think it deserves to be in the S tier. So coincidentally, it comes back down to Halo 2 and Halo 3, just like my last tier list. Who would have thought that my two favorite Halo games overall would be in contention for both tier lists? But here we are. So here's the thing. They both have their merits, and I wish I could just break my rule and give them both an S tier, but I can't do that, and so I think I have to give it to Halo 3 again. Now, that's hard, and it's kind of painful. It's like one of those things where it's like, this is a 99.9% win, and this just got that extra 0.1%, right? And this is just boiling it down to which is my favorite Halo game, honestly. There's nothing that I can say that I love Halo 3's multiplayer over Halo 2, and there's nothing really I could say that I love Halo 2 over Halo 3. this is kind of me playing favorites. I'm not gonna lie. I think they're both equal in my eyes when it comes to multiplayer, but I would rather spend my time in Halo 3. I think that's because of a number of reasons. I think that's one, because I spent way more time in Halo 3. Think about all that time from Halo 3 to Halo 4, and then I still played Halo 3 a bunch after Halo 4 came out. So I think a lot of it has to do with the amount of time I spent in Halo 3. The fondness and the memories I have looking back at Halo 3, just, it does put it above Halo 2 in my eyes. And Halo 3 is definitely, you know, it's kind of like my Halo game, right? It's not only my favorite, but it was the game that I played a lot by myself. I have older brothers, sure, but this game was one of the first games I just would log on and play by myself. Halo 2, I was still a little bit young, but Halo 3 I would take online and have a great time. Well, that's my tier list, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And of course, don't forget to click that like button if you enjoy this video. It helps a lot, and I super appreciate the feedback. Let me know definitely what your tier list is. I want to hear where you rank these things. Am I wrong in putting Halo 3 in the top tier? Am I wrong placing Halo 5 as high as I did? I'll take your feedback, but I'm sticking to my guns. I think it deserves an A tier. Fight me. I do play Halo on twitch.tv/VanillaSoupSG. The link to my Twitch channel is in the link in the description below, so I hope you find your way over there. I'm really close to 100 followers, so I would super appreciate it if you came over there and dropped me a follow. But until next time, I'll see you online. Vanilla Soup, out.